up in the mic this time, coming in at the phone.
Right.
I'm not into it. Hi guys, it's your boujee friend Anyah M, and welcome to another episode of Anyah Uncensored. We're not going to introduce our guest yet, but I just want to thank every single one of you for listening to the podcast thus far. I really appreciate it. I've been seeing my listens go up. Yeah, I'm so psyched and I'm so happy about it, and I'm really grateful to everyone that has been listening to the podcast and sharing it with their friends. As you guys know now, for the persons who are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, you guys know now that we have a YouTube channel. You guys, if you guys aren't into the audio alone, I have the video version for our visual listeners. Yes. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you share the channel with your friends. I know that the last time we posted that episode was the September 27th, so I've been lacking. But the real reason behind that is because I have new responsibilities in my life now, and I'm trying to.
She's a mom. A joke. Sorry, continue. Sorry.
I have new responsibilities in my life. I'm not a mother. I'm trying to manage these new responsibilities that I have and the podcast, and I just have to get into the groove, and then you guys will be getting your regular episodes. Okay, guys, I promise, and that's on period. Yeah. So our first guest in the video version, he's not new to Anyah Uncensored. This is the infamous Jabari. Yo, Jabari, we can't keep on them glasses anymore. Don't work with me.
No, I like these because you see when you like you can look over here but nobody knows. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm back, I guess.
Yeah, the infamous Jabari, the infamous. What did he say in the last episode? Oh, girls that don't work out should not Photoshop. Are that what you said?
I don't feel like I said that. Well, I definitely don't feel like I said
I'm
that.
pretty sure you said that.
Nah, that sounds too aggressive.
You said that?
You would have never heard that come out of my mouth.
Anyways, he said something like that. If you have not listened to that episode, which is what's the name of the episode again?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, you guys can listen to the episodes and you'll hear that episode where he was bashing women that Photoshop their pictures.
I wasn't. I was just saying.
So yes,
you
we have Jabari here. I'm going to drop his handles right here.
Oh, I only have one. But Jabari Ironic. Oh, and Profit Technicians, of course.
Yeah, don't forget to follow Profit Technicians. Yeah, if you guys are into forex trading, this is the guy to link.
Not IML, there's a difference. Continue.
Alright. So for this episode, we have another controversial topic. I feel like most of the times when we do episodes, it's always about controversial shit.
That's facts.
Yeah, so this time we'll be doing the long overdue episode about homosexuality in Jamaica and discrimination in Jamaica. I'm so excited. I've been so excited for this episode for like a really long time now.
Disclaimer. Nobody take it too serious.
Take it serious when it comes from his mouth. Take
jokes,
it serious.
Alright?
Oh, your bad bitch juices.
I'm not a bad bitch.
So this week's bad
Bad
bitch
bitch.
juice, I have some water. You know what I was thinking? I want to get Anyah Uncensored branded cups. I think that'd be cute.
Yeah, it would. I have a link for them if you want to see.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so my bad bitch juice is water and Jabari is water. So yeah, you ready? Okay.
This is a joke.
Okay, so alright, I want you to go first. What is your basic view on homosexuality in Jamaica?
Boy, I was thinking about it before I came, I was like, John, should I bash homosexuals or should I be like a rational thinking guy, right? So I feel like most people don't like homosexuals because it's just they are completely different from what you used to. Like you grow up seeing like a man and woman. You grew up hearing about Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. You see? So like now that you're seeing Adam and Steve, it's like damn, who the fuck guys, But for the most part, I don't hate them. You know, like hate is a really strong emotion, and you really don't have time for that. But I don't necessarily, you know, it's not that I don't like them. It's that I don't know. I wasn't grown into a society that liked or appreciated them, so I don't know how to like or appreciate them yet. You know. But for the most part, I get they're humans like everybody else.
Do you
So
think you would ever reach to the stage where you do?
I like them.
Yeah. Well, not, I mean, not say like them, but I mean, when you get to the stage where it's like, it just won't bother you anymore. Like, if one of your friends come to you and say, "Hey, I'm gay," like, would you like cut him off?
I don't know. Well, hopefully that is the aim, like long term. But right now, I'm going to be very disappointed, and I wouldn't cut it if, John. I wouldn't cut him off, but me definitely deal with him different, not on like purpose, but again, it's just based on like the whole social conditioning. It's like, damn, bro, how? You know, like women are amazing and look like that. How do you get up and say, yo, Jano, I like, to each his own still. So, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Okay, my basic view is I have absolutely no issues with anyone's sexual
You're female.
orientation. So it doesn't matter. You have men who have no issues with other people's sexual orientations. But you guys appreciate lesbians though.
But it's still wrong regardless.
You'd be
but
friends with
yeah.
a lesbian, like you'd walk with her and par with her road, right? If she was if she was like
hold
the
on,
guy
let
in
me-
the relationship.
Hold on,
you
no.
talk-
Let me make the distinction.
Mm.
You see the homosexuals that, like, you don't know if they're homosexuals, those you can reason with, and I don't know about par with, but you can reason with them.
Mhm.
But you see the one them that behave like too much, like they need to be seen, them they you have to just
Because they're part. I can understand that because they're a part of such a marginalized group to the point where society has just shoved them in the corner. When now is finally the time. I realized that let me not say 2020, but like for the last 10 years, I realized that society has become more susceptible to it. Susceptible is the word.
I'd say more accepting.
Yeah, they're more accepting. Yeah. So like the past 10 years, you know, you've seen a huge difference in how the world has been running, and now that they're being celebrated, have their own like there's more rights now. They have more rights now. I don't see. I can understand why they'll be more in your face now because they have rights, just like anybody else. Because every human has rights.
I get that, you know, but I just don't feel like. But then again, it's just my opinion, and you see me. I get that you're a marginalized group, and well, I don't get it because I've never experienced it. But I'm going to like try and get. But you don't need to. I feel like you don't need to be in the middle of Kingston, twerking or kissing a next youth. Like, bro, take it stages. You don't like just jump from living under the gully to in New Kingston dancing on another man. Like
I
that's
said living
no.
under the gully.
They were living on the gully.
I know some of them are living under the gully. I know that.
Oh, okay. It's not like I was lying. But
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like life has changed and the world has changed, so we should at least be okay. There's a difference between saying that you're not a fan of it because everyone is not going to be a fan of everything,
Yeah,
right?
that's fine.
There's certain things that I don't like that you would probably condone. So I understand you not being a fan because it's not the norm, but there's a difference between not being a fan and discriminating against them. Because that's where I draw the line. Because I realize that in Jamaica, a lot of men, I will not even just say men alone, because women do it too. They'll be like, oh, bun, you know, we're not going to use those terms because I've recently educated myself. It's also something I'm going to talk about later on how I educated myself. But they're going to be like, you know, bun them, bun this, bun that. And I just don't condone that. I don't condone it because at the end of the day, if they're not troubling you, leave them alone.
Yeah, like that.
Don't go out of your way and pick a fight with someone just because of it. They have a different sexual orientation from you. Don't go and pick a fight with them.
But
That makes absolutely no sense.
But that's a two-sided argument, because you have the homosexuals that, because they've been marginalized for so long, will see you walking and, you know, intentionally try to get your attention, knowing that you're not
So
a
what happened to you
homosexual.
before?
Are you crazy? But I've seen it happen. I've been in a car where, this was back when Top Floor key, and we did go get ice, and this is like 3 years ago, and we're driving. It was a nice vehicle, right? And all of us were in there. The man them lit, like, we were driving into the gas station, and they were walking in front of the car and like whining and behaving the most to get their like attention. Why are you whining at? Like, I get you want to be seen, but that's how you get shot.
So hold on. Okay, in your case, right?
Yeah.
You guys are just randomly driving.
We're randomly going to get ice, and they
just started dancing in front of the car.
Yeah, like they.
So you never do nothing for them to dance in front of the car.
What the fuck? So we're going to get ice. We're trying to not see them, but they're making themselves seen by coming in front of the car, and I shake up that brother. Why? Like, stay over there so with your friend them, and operate, and we'll stay over here with our friends and operate. Is when them try to like mix, that's when, you know, people die, but it can be avoided. I'm just saying. Like, I try not to discriminate, because again, everybody have their own preferences, and you know, we're in a changing world, and you know, shit's changing. There's a whole paradigm that's shifting.
I get that.
I will stay over here. Just ensure that you stay over there. That's all I'm saying.
I think it's possible for you to evolve, because I remember as a child, this is probably going to be a TMI type of thing, but now I can like mention it because, you know, I'm grown now and think, but
yeah, big man.
Yeah, I'm a big man now. But there's a point in my life where I thought that I was attracted to women. No, I think I'm just here waiting. I'm just like, are you going to say some shit to me? Like, is that what it is?
Nah, but as you already know, there's a bias with men and lesbians.
Yeah, but I mean, Jabari, that's just different. I just don't like it. But anyways, beyond the point. And
understandable women are beautiful. What?
Anyways, this kind of happened when before I reached high school.
Yeah.
This was way before I got to high school. And
wait, before we reach there, how like, what made you feel like you were attracted to women?
Okay,
early?
it was dumb. It was really dumb. But like, no guys ever talked to me.
Okay.
Like, guys never used to talk to me at all. It was just like, I was always just a friend. Like, boys would never like me. So I'm just like, you know, maybe it's a case where
so there wasn't any like biological, like you had like strong attractions. It was more of like a social like, disconnect.
Yeah, because I feel like as a child, like sometimes like little things will happen in your life and you'll be like, wow, like maybe like, you know, when you have like stupid thoughts like that.
Oh yeah.
And then even worse too, like the time when I was feeling like that, I literally just lost someone in my life. Like someone who was really, really important to me. I felt like at that point in my life, like I was kind of going downhill, like emotionally and in the head. I was like going downhill.
Yeah.
But like I thought that was the case, and my mom found out about it.
What?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
I don't even want to get into that detail. I can't tell you that detail off camera. But yeah. So my mom found about it, and my mother was just like, she sat me down one day. I remember she sat me down in my computer room and she was talking to me and she was saying that, you know, like her whole tone about it was like really aggressive, because you know, naturally no one wants their daughter or their son to be like, you know, attracted to the same sex. So I remember the conversation with my mother, and it was just like, I was so scared. Like, I was terrified, because I'm just like, wow, if this happens and if this is how I really feel, my mom's going to hate me.
Yeah.
And I didn't want my mommy to hate me.
I feel like that's why enough people.
And my family's really homophobic. My family
which is like, it all stems from back in the day, which is why it's so hard for people now to accept them. Like, grandmother growing up telling you that homosexuals, you know, like they cannot be tolerated, and you're hearing that. It's just like Christianity. That's a separate argument though. But you know, you grow up in a Christian household, you're going to be a Christian as well. So, it's not even like people necessarily hate them, but it's all you know. So, you
Yeah.
know, I guess like later down when it's more
Yeah, you see
accepted.
the thing we discussed a while ago?
No.
Guys, it's raining. It's raining here, and I'm trying so hard for you guys not to hear the rain. But probably you guys are going to hear the rain in the audio. I don't know. But yeah, and like even with my conversation with my mother, like her whole demeanor and everything was kind of just like it was kind of like different to me. Like after that, but it wasn't like. You hear this shit?
Whoa, why is a beer so?
Exactly, that's what I'm wondering too. Well, like her whole demeanor to me was kind of like different, and I just feel like she just didn't know how to handle it. And like right now, I'm not. I know for a fact right now that I am not into women. Yeah, I know for a fact. I went to all girls school. I know for a fact now that I'm not. It was a phase in my life that I was just going through some things, and I felt like that was, the reason as to why I was feeling the way I was feeling. Like I was putting the fact that boys didn't like me as the reason behind me.
And you know what's so
acting
funny?
out like that.
I feel like you actually have girls right now that are like going through the same thing, but
It happened at a later stage in their life rather than younger.
Yeah. So it's like, because most guys aren't speaking to them, you're like, damn, well, the next best option is to go speak to a girl.
It's a case where men will break, like, it's possible for a man to break a woman's heart like multiple times and to literally say, yo, I'm done with men. And sometimes, you can't even wrong them, fam. You can't even wrong them.
Yeah, men, that's an argument in itself.
Yeah, it's a whole argument in itself.
Some guys just, I don't know. Some men are children, so, like, they don't really know what they want, which is why relationships, I've said it multiple times, don't make sense.
You want you to get a girlfriend?
It don't make sense.
I'm advertising Jabari, guys. His other female friends, we have had a discussion. We said that we want Jabari to get a significant other. So if any of you like Jabari, please to slide into his DMs. Like I said, I'm going to drop it right here.
Let's not do that.
I want to I can't figure out where it's going to be angled, but I'm going to drop it somewhere right here.
Oh.
Yes.
Alright. Some people just don't know what they want, and which is why they go through different women breaking hearts. But it is what it. Well, it isn't. It's what it is, but it is what it is. But anyways, back to the homosexuals. I was gonna use that term a while ago.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy to me too? Recently, like last year, I found out someone really close to me is gay.
Oh, I think you told me that story.
Yeah. Yeah.
You see in a situation, I don't know what I'd do. Like, if a close relative that I really like supposed to say, yo, I like me, what do I do?
I feel like, well, I think because I had an open mind at the time. Before, like, based off of the talk with my mom, I was kind of like a little bit skeptical, like back then, transitioning into like high school. Because high school is a moment when I kind of realized that, hey, you educate yourself after a while and realize that this isn't completely wrong. So I mean, even though my mom says, hey, blah blah blah, this is what it is, but I am old enough to know right from wrong. And yes, it might be wrong underneath society's laws, but at the end of the day, it still happened. We're back now, guys. We had to make sure that it was recording because
technical difficulties.
Yeah, technical difficulties. But what were you saying again? Oh yeah, you're saying that you don't know how you'll be able. Yeah.
I don't know what I do. I don't know. I'm definitely disappointed because I feel like it's more, the reason why it's so hard for me to accept them is because I just don't understand. Like, I understand how beautiful women are, but I just don't understand
how other men don't.
Yeah, like I genuinely, and this isn't even me trying to be funny, I genuinely do not understand how a next man can find another man attractive. I feel like it's probably like just the lack of knowledge for me. If like somebody explained if it was like a biological thing or if it was
It's
like,
like a lot of there's a lot of stuff about it though, you know, like there's a lot of like people have done a lot of research on it as to why
so
a
what's
lot of
like the
people
main
feel
conclusion?
like some people feel they're just born like that. Like a lot of people genuinely feel like inside. Well, that also happens with transgender people too. They feel like they were born in the wrong body.
Transgender, that's the only two things, right?
No, that's hermaphrodite. Hermaphrodite is the
Oh.
one with the two different
Yeah, people like that don't make sense to me. That don't make sense.
What, hermaphrodite?
Pick a fucking side.
No, as in they're born like that in a Jabari.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you're, I'm sorry. I didn't mean that.
They're actually they're born like that. Like hermaphrodites are born with both of the reproductive systems, and I feel like
so the transgender is the one that switches from male to female.
yes, or male. Like Caitlyn Jenner. Caitlyn Jenner's transgender.
I don't fuck with that. You definitely need to pick a fucking side. Like, if you're born, I was actually having this conversation with a girl, a close girl the other day, and it was the same thing that came up. She was like, with the whole transgender thing, if your daughter was born, let me pose the question to you. If your daughter was born like with, she's born female, but she has a lot of male traits and male hormones, will you allow her to change her gender?
If she wants to, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
If she identifies or she wants to identify as a man, I will allow my daughter to change her gender.
That's crazy.
Because I would rather her do it and be happy than not do it and be unhappy.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Because you have some people who are literally walking on this earth and they're so unhappy. And because they aren't able to fully express themselves, and I don't want it to happen to my child. If there's something that my child wants to do, I will support them 100%. Even if it's a case where I have to say, okay, in that case, like I would say, you know, are you really, really sure? And let's say they probably come and talk to me about like when they're like 13, right? And say that to me. I would say, you know, are you really, really sure you want to do this right now? How about you give it a few more years and then we can discuss it again? You know, like I rather that. And maybe like even before the 3 years, like she's still unhappy, I can say, you know what? Well, if you want to go through with hormone therapy, then that's what it is. I'll support you 100%.
It's definitely gonna take me some time to reach to that place.
That's okay, and that's okay, you know, because it's something new. It's something new that has now been put in the forefront that you can't knock people for not being very open to it. It's just don't discriminate. That's my only real drawback. Don't discriminate.
I try not to, cause I know how it really, like, negative words can really affect somebody. So it's like, you know, if you're going to actively see somebody, another thing that's really with society is, for example, like you don't know the man from anywhere, and just because he behaves, you know, like a bit feminine, you're going to immediately be like, yo, look at that body man. But it's generally, like sometimes you genuinely have, because I've met people that have, like, they behave like that, but they aren't gay.
They aren't, yeah. That's very true. That is really true, because within our culture, it's like, you know, men are supposed to be masculine and
yeah. It's true. The whole masculinity and, you know, like,
it's supposed to be overly macho, and I don't like that. Like you kind of culturing young boys into thinking that, okay, if I'm not overly macho, then I'm not a man, and I don't like that.
It's fucked up, because you have enough men that are really out here depressed and can't, you know, like, say anything because
you're not allowed to show your emotions, and
they're gonna lose stripes and then thing there.
But that, you know, that happens in, you call it there, because of friend groups too, you know. Like a lot of guys will be in there, like they'll be really depressed and they won't want to go to their friends and talk to their friends about it because they're afraid of what their friends are going to think.
But that's just a personal thing.
If you're depressed and you're my friend, you can talk to me.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you know, I'll be listening to you. Like if you're my friend and you're depressed, I'll talk to you. And I'm not no therapist though. Like I'm not a clinical therapist. I'm not going to know exactly what to say to you. But I mean, if I can be there to listen to my friend when they're going through their stuff like that, then naturally, yeah.
I feel like that does help, but I feel like ultimately it is like an internal thing that you have to do with yourself. Like, yeah, you can. It's nice to share, you know, and not to keep everything bottled up, but like you can't really rely on somebody else because you experience it. So it's a whole personal thing where you have to go through yourself and figure out. And I feel like one of the root causes of depression too. I don't know why I sound like a therapist, but is people are afraid to actually address the issue. Like, and a lot of the time these scars come from like childhood, whether it's at school or at home or something that happened at home, but nobody really wants to address it. And like you keep all of that anger and all of that depression like built up until you just want to kill yourself, which is really fucked up. So I don't know, like the thought of addressing whatever happened younger might be terrifying, but it's easier to deal with it than, because it spills over into like your everyday life and your relationships, and enough girls like tie their happiness to somebody because of like they aren't happy within themselves, but just whatever.
I get that. There's this YouTube channel called Soft White Underbelly. I think everyone should. No, Jabari, I promise you, it will change your life. Watch it. They talk. The guy, he interviews people who have been through sexual abuse, all sorts of trauma, and they've turned to drugs to cope with it. Some of them have turned to drugs, some of them have turned to prostitution, like one bag of something. So you guys need to watch that. Like I believe everybody should at least watch one episode of from that channel.
So does he like talk about how to get over it? Or?
No, like he just gives them a platform to just vent.
Oh, just vent.
Because I mean, a lot of them have not. They weren't able to like do that in their childhood, so like they're going up with all this childhood trauma, and then it's a constant cycle. It's a constant cycle of them just, okay, well, I didn't have this in my life, so a lot of them have like 4 or 5 kids, and none of them are living with them, and they leave them with sometimes the abusers who literally abuse them also. That's crazy. But
I feel like a good way still to cope, if it's one thing that I'd recommend to anybody on this planet, is to meditate.
Well, you told me that,
meditation really, really, really helps. Yeah, I'll just leave it there. You can do your research, but meditation really does help. It allows you to kind of appreciate all of your thoughts, and it makes you a really calm person, to be honest. But yeah, back to the homosexuals.
Yeah, at hand. Even the question I asked you, I didn't answer it myself. About if I had a friend who came to me and told me that they were gay, like how would I react? Personally, I would not care. I wouldn't care. I would not love them any less. And I tend to find that men, they will. Well, I always sound like I'm bashing men, all the time.
Always, you should be like a spokesperson or something.
No, I don't think. Well,
like an I hate men campaign.
I don't hate men. I don't hate men at all.
Okay.
There's just certain things that I think men just should do and they don't do.
Like what?
Listen to my other episodes. Yes. So, like I was saying now, a man would less likely walk with their friend, like knowing that their friend is gay, they would less likely part with them on road, and I don't like that. Because I feel like, hear me out. Hear me out first.
Alright.
Being attracted to the same sex, I feel like it's not a personality trait. If like you and I are friends, right? Well, no, let me not say you and I. Let's use someone else. Let's say you and Tommy. You have any friends named Tommy?
No.
Okay, so you and Tommy are like this, like you and Tommy are come from far, go through enough things together, right?
Yeah.
And then Tommy come to you today and say, yo, Jabari, say, I think I'm gay. A lot of friends would cut their friend off because of that. And what my whole point is, being gay is not a personality trait. It doesn't change the person who you were before you came out and said it. So I don't think that you should discriminate against someone who is your friend and stop talking to them just because they don't like who you like or who they're supposed to like. Yes, you can proceed now.
So I 100% agree with you. As you say, it's not a personality trait, but then it all comes back to one being like afraid of what other people say.
And that is stupid. Anyone that cares about what anyone thinks is stupid.
Yeah, it's easier said than done, you know. Like it's hard. It's really hard to reach a place where you don't care about a next man's opinion.
When I make a little, when I make a
there.
little pimento head friend them, I full up on the head with foolishness and tell you that you cannot be friends with someone just because they don't like who society said they should like.
You're right. You're 100% right. But I'm just saying that's not what happens in reality. Because if you par with a certain group of man and you start, say, yo, the next brother they gay, it's like if you par with him, you don't really want that affiliation, which is up in reality.
Man, watch out people too much. That's why man watch it pooms and watch everything. Man watch everything.
You're right, you're completely right.
I move like gal. Not for them man, you move like gal. Okay? I don't move like gal. I only girl. First of all, girls even think like that. Girls don't barely even. Let me not say girls don't think like that, but they barely think like that.
I feel like girls are definitely more open-minded to certain things.
Yeah.
Like homosexuals, definitely one of them. But like a man, you can't. It's hard to know. Say, yo, Tommy likes men, and Tommy still in the clique. Why? You know, like that's the whole reason. You know, Tommy likes men. So Tommy is therefore no longer a part of the circle. It shouldn't be like that. It might change in the future, but in current reality, Tommy cannot be a part of the gang.
Okay, mental boy then. Nah, idiot. Hold on, like idiot.
But you see me, like, don't get me wrong still, man. Like, I personally, if me and Tommy are apart from, we're young, right? And then Tommy look me and say, yo, John, and feel like me that question it first and really sit down with him and like run through the steps and be like, yo, you sure? What made you XYZ, XYZ? And then, like if he explains himself, then I'll be like, damn, alright, there's nothing we can really do about it because you done say your piece. So, and we've been friends, so it's not like, why am I gonna cut you off when we've already been through
okay,
all
so I
that?
can hold this then that you're not going to cut off your friend for being homosexual. You're not going to cut them off then.
No, I wouldn't cut him off. If me and him are coming from extremely far,
So you're still going par with him out the road.
Yeah. I hope so.
Brawling, you're still par with him out the road.
Yeah, cause I'm comfortable with
You
myself.
take your head off of the block and I tell me say you're going to still par with him out the road.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause I am comfortable with myself. I know I love women. I 100% love women.
Okay.
And if Tommy, cause as you're saying, Tommy and my brother, you know. So if our next brother, and I defend him. I definitely defend him. I would defend like the argument if Tommy I guess say, yo, like that man there kind of cute. I'm gonna be like, Tommy shut the f-. But if I'm gonna go step Tommy and disrespect Tommy, then we don't defend it.
Okay.
As long as Tommy
I'm hoping you know that you're saying this on the internet publicly. Okay?
Yeah. Man, I go like.
Okay. So you're keeping your chat.
I'm keeping my chat.
Great.
Yeah.
I love
but
it.
one thing, let me just add something. I would tell Tommy to, because of the time that we are in, don't behave like a gully rat. It's a term, but the truth. I mean, like when I say gully rat, I don't mean.
I know exactly what you're trying to refer to.
Okay, lovely. So Tommy can, by all means, be gay and live his life.
You want him to be low key, basically. That's what you're trying to say. You want him to be low key.
I don't want him to be low key. I'm saying Tommy can do whatever he wants. Just don't. I don't mean like change clothing and heels and dirty. Like
That's what he likes.
But when they reach, they say it as a society. They'll hate. They'll kill him. You realize that people are actually dying out here in Jamaica because of that? Like we aren't at a state. I get it. You want to be that catalyst for change, but Jano, like steps. Create a social group and campaign, not just step out in a. Oh.
Yes, there is one.
Well, I didn't know what it's evidently they need to step their shit out.
I want to be an ally. Like I low-key want to be an ally. And you know what's crazy, Jabari? I'ma say this, I'ma say my my piece on this.
Mhm.
Because of how I was raised, I was never like, oh my gosh, like I didn't have this mentality all my life.
Yeah.
Like, essentially when I reached the high school, I was just like, I know what I know now, and I just, my mentality has changed. The reason why I became so intrigued in it and intrigued in the topic was literally when someone close to me told me that they were gay. And that was what they didn't even come out and say to me that they were gay. Like,
You went to the party?
yeah, I went to a party. I went to a gay party once. It was the best experience I've ever been to in my entire life. No other party did bad like it.
Trouble.
None.
What?
Okay.
Trouble.
Jabari, I swear to God, it was the best party I ever got to yet.
But I feel like I understand what you're saying, because it's a group of people that completely like have accepted who they are.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just, like them they give up about the next guy.
Yeah.
Plus it's just them,
Yeah.
there's no outsiders, so they definitely enjoy themselves.
I've gotten really engaged in it because of that. Because it's like, if someone really close to me I will never yet not support them. Like, it took it's kind of crazy to me that it took that happening for me to be in that situation to really say, you know what, wow, like for me to become 10 times more open than I was before. Because I was open from like I said, from high school, but that situation really opened up my eyes completely, and it was just like, wow, like, like I want to be like that person, that really important person in my life. I don't want them to ever feel like they're being,
Alone.
I don't want them to ever feel like they're alone. I don't want them to ever feel like they're marginalized. None of that. So I'm going to go extra hard just because of that.
And what's so funny, I feel like if a lot of people in Jamaica were supposed to experience that, like our generation,
They couldn't handle it.
No, it's so funny. I feel like they could. I don't mean like our fathers and our grandparents. Like that mentality that's ingrained. That's never leaving. They hate, and they will be homophobic to the day that they die. That's that. But I feel like our generation, we challenge everything. Like we're not going to take anything
as gospel.
Easily. With the whole PNP and election we're going, that literally showed that we don't give if our grandparents were laborites or what's that other one? Wrong person.
PNP.
No, like the other. You have laborites and what's the other name?
No, it's not power. But
you get the point. But like we are going to challenge it and be like.
I was a really dumb moment for a government student,
Yes, you are a government. That don't look good.
That don't look good. That don't look good. I just always said PMP JLP. I never yet said laborites or.
Yeah. What? Journal. Maybe that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but if a lot of our generation were supposed to have somebody really, really close, I'm not talking just like a friend, like a relative where you and them close, supposed to come out and like confide in you, then for sure I feel like people would change or at least try to accept what's happening. Cause much as at this point, the only reason why I feel like it don't make sense to hate them is because it's already happening. Like the change has already happened, so it's you're just fighting against the current, which don't make sense. It's not like they're going to go back into hiding. They're already here. So I bet you just accept it and move on with your life than trying to actively say, yo, you.
Hold on, quick question. How do you feel about it in shows?
Jano, I feel like
TV
they're forcing
shows.
it. I genuinely feel like they're forcing it. I get you have, you're trying to make, awareness and stuff like that, but in every single show, I feel like it's a requirement at this point.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have couple gay characters, the show don't make sense. But again, I do understand the flip side of that with, you have to spread awareness, but I just don't feel like every 2 minutes I need to see somebody kissing. Like 2 males or 2 women. No. Pause. But yeah, that's.
I understand that. I mean, I understand it to an extent. It's like you want to bring awareness, and I'm all for bringing awareness, But I just feel like
what I don't appreciate though is I get the movies or like the teenage films, but I don't get. I
The
don't
children's
appreciate the
shows.
cartoons.
Yeah.
It's
Yo,
almost
they have it on Disney Channel, you know. Yeah.
because we know that kids are really like impressionable between was it 1 and 6, so like at least that age period where you have those type of shows, you just avoid the people kissing completely, men or women, and just keep it like friendly. But you don't need to have homosexuals in such a young age group because you're almost telling them to be gay, you know? Okay,
I don't
feel
think
like I worded that wrong.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I think so too.
Pause, rewind. Okay, so in that young age group, like those shows are, instead of just letting them live them life, it's almost like you're telling them, you're like they're seeing the images subconsciously, so they know that okay, I'm going to like I kind of like I don't know how to explain my point. Long story short, between those young age group shows, leave the whole kissing, the whole dating, just keep it friendly like Barney and kids next door. Avoid the relationships, but like the teenage show like the PG-13, them time they can start introduce because at that point people would have definitely started
Seeing
showing
it.
signs.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
But leave the kids leave the kids alone. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on homosexuals. I have no problem with them. Live your life to each his own. If you want, do what you do, do what
Bust
you
it
do.
open for a real nigga.
Whoa. I definitely will not co-sign that. No. No. Pause. Continue.
Yeah, like I said, I'm 100% for, and yeah.
I wouldn't say I'm for, but
I'm
I'm
for.
like right in the. I'm close. Okay, I'm still on like. I don't really know you guys, but then you have neutral and then you have the for. I'm like a little bit before reaching neutral.
Oh,
So I
okay.
need more convincing for me to be like, okay, alright,
Okay.
yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, but this is the end of Anyah Uncensored. Hopefully this episode isn't too long. How long did I write this up?
So like almost 50 minutes still.
We'll edit out a lot of stuff.
No joke.
Yeah. So this is the end of Anyah Uncensored. I want to thank you guys so much for listening.
Episodes are always long enough.
Yeah, they always are. Because you chat too much.
Right. Right.
But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for the persons on YouTube.
And turn on the
Post notifications. Yeah, I do
no
that.
joke.
And don't forget to share with your friends. And if you're not into the video and you want the audio, don't forget we have it on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor FM.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Oh, this week's song of the episode. You're not choosing it. You're not choosing it, okay? Because you choose some basic songs most of the time.
I was about to say like Billie. I fuck with her new song. You fuck with Billie Eilish?
I don't talk. No.
Wow.
No.
I don't
No.
know.
This week's song of the episode is Expert by Prince Swanee. Yeah. It bad? Okay, at least we can agree on that. Yeah, the song bad. So make sure you guys go check it out. So yeah, until next time, bye guys.
Late.